Streets of Rage, Sega's 1991 16-bit beat-em-up classic. Widely regarded as one of the best side-scrolling brawler series, the game made great use of the Mega Drive, or Genesis if you're in North America's, sound chip, to bring us a first-of-its-kind electronic chiptune soundtrack. It was one of my favourite games I played growing up, and I finally recently completed it, and I just wanted to make a video to show my love for the game. Released in August 1991 as Bare Knuckle in Japan, it was renamed to Streets of Rage when it came west in September and October of the same year. The city has been taken over by a crime syndicate headed by Mr. X. The government and police force have been corrupted, and it's up to you to set things right. You can choose between Adam Hunter, Axel Stone, and Blaze Fielding, three ex-cops looking to dismantle the syndicate and bring peace back to the city. Each has different power, jump, and speed stats, so it's up to you what you would like to be stronger in. Once you've chosen your difficulty and the options and number of players, you're thrown straight into the game. The game is split into 8 stages, starting with a side-scrolling section where you need to defeat all the enemies on screen before the game will let you continue. At the end of each stage is a boss fight with a tougher enemy who has a shield and health bar to go with their unique moveset. Speaking of movesets, the control system is shockingly deep. Without reading the game's manual, it's easy to miss some of the moves your character can do. Using the Mega Drive's 3-button controller, mashing the attack button does a flurry combo, different for each character. Another main attack is the jump kick, which can be used to knock down enemies and give you some more breathing room. Press and jump and attack at the same time does a back attack, which is very useful for a certain boss later in the game. The last button is the special attack. And it's almost a rite of passage to waste your special ability at the start of the game, as you try to figure out which button's which. Once per life, or when you grab the small police car pickup, though these are quite rare, you can call for backup. A police car will show up, its driver raining down fire on any on-screen enemies. This will often one-shot weaker enemies and take a decent chunk of health off the boss. Moving into an enemy will often grab them, allowing you to unleash a series of extra moves. Gain access to another combo, or if you jump, you will vault over them, allowing you to suplex for massive damage. When you get thrown yourself, there's even a mechanic to catch your feet and stop any damage. To do this, you need to press up on the D-pad and jump as you're thrown. Playing the game 2-player opens up even more fighting tactics. One of you could grab the enemy as the other rains down the punches, but it's not just punches you'll use to defeat the syndicate. There's a number of powerful weapons to pick up, ranging from glass bottles to steel pipes, but if you get hit too many times, you'll lose the weapon. Along with weapons, there's also helpful items to pick up. Apples and beef restore your health, cash adds to your score, and 1-ups and extra special attacks are really helpful in the tough levels. Overall, the fighting feels really weighted. Each attack briefly stuns an enemy, allowing you to get off more combos, and the sound effects really add to the combat. Attacks have a satisfying crunch sound to them, and hearing enemies hit the ground was a really nice addition. They also scream when defeated, so you're not left watching to see if their sprite vanishes to know if you can move on to someone else, and it really makes the game feel snappier. As you progress through the stages, the game will throw tougher enemies at you. These will require more hits to take down, with slightly different AI or new movesets. These are signalled by the change in their sprite. Some enemies will try to rush you, while others will jump over you to avoid your attacks. There's a good range of different enemy types, and you soon find yourself learning the strats to take each down quickly. When you get to the end of a stage, more points are added to your total depending on the time remaining, difficulty played on, and how many unused special attacks are left. The game does do the usual thing of throwing everything at you in the final stage. As well as new tougher enemies, Stage 8 acts as a boss rush. We need to fight each boss you've seen up to this point. There's also side-scrolling sections between the bosses with new tougher enemies. Coupled with the 2 bosses and 1 fight from the previous couple of stages eating up my lives, I always found Stage 8 too difficult when I played growing up. But once you learn the way to beat bosses quickly without taking too much damage, it's not too bad. As I said earlier, the game is split into 8 stages. Starting on the city streets, you fight your way through the beachfront, across the city bridge, and through the factories before you find yourself at the Syndicate's headquarters. Each level has a unique visual style, accompanied by a track from the great soundtrack. My personal favourite is the Stage 4 track, Moon Beach. The animations are bright and detailed, so it's easy to see what's happening, and they gel well with the backgrounds. Most of the levels use parallax scrolling to create an illusion of depth by moving foreground and background images at different speeds. And considering the Mega Drive was only able to output a 320 by 480 pixel image at maximum, the fact the game looks as good as it does is an amazing achievement, especially for 1991. The game did very well at release, topping the UK Mega Drive sales charts and receiving an average of 9 out of 10 reviews. The graphics, gameplay and music were widely praised. But the Mega Drive was not the only system the game was released on. 8-bit versions were released for the Game Gear and Master System in 1992 and 93 respectively. Being 8-bit systems, there had to be some compromises. The Game Gear version only has 2 playable characters, with Adam being absent. There were also only 5 stages instead of 8, and of course the graphics and music do take a hit. As for the Master System, the game becomes 1 player only, and the fact only 2 enemies can be on screen at once does not make up for the fact that there is a new boss in Stage 6. The graphics are much better than the Game Gear version, but the music and graphics are still not as good as the Mega Drive version. But in the years since, the game has been ported to various systems, popping up on the Wii, iOS, Windows and 3DS, and can be often found in the Mega Drive collections that they release every once in a while. But players didn't have to wait long for the next game, releasing at the end of '92 for North America and the start of '93 for Europe and Japan. Streets of Rage 2 has been regarded as the best entry in the series. So it's about time I played it. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to be notified when I upload next. I've been Drax. See you next time.